Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squared for boxing news and views from around the internet. Well, perhaps as no surprise, Tyson Fury easily defended his WBC title against a hapless Derek Chisora who could barely land a punch and had little success in the fight. We said it was a mismatch, and it proved to be. And we had already seen this fight before, 2 other times. The second time, it was similarly a mismatch, and the third time, the same results. Isn't the definition of crazy generally considered to be doing something over and over and expecting a different result? Because it was crazy that this fight was made, and the best part of the night was when the referee jumped in, because this is the sort of fight, the sort of grifting-like behavior, the sort of fight where you just turn casual fans off. As it was, just for the action, Tyson Fury only really turned it on for a few rounds in the fight and just coasted for the most part, comfortably beating up Derek Chisora over rounds. But fans would have been looking at this, and even the crowd was very silent. Casual fans that were either at that fight or watching the fight would have been thinking, what's all the fuss about? And that's because it wasn't a competitive fight. It wasn't a matchup that should have been made, and Tyson Fury said after the fight, look, I needed some rounds. And he did try to lather it on thickly, and I'm sure there'll be some Tyson Fury window lickers who'll be going in hard defending this, saying, well, at least Undisputed's next. There wasn't anyone else to fight. And we know that's a lie. As it is, Tyson Fury's been talking about part of the reason for this fight being going ahead was he wanted to be the first person to have 2 trilogies as a heavyweight. As it is, that's just a lie as well. But Tyson Fury wanted an easy night's work. He wanted to grift a good payday. And we've been here, done that, got that before, with the likes of Tom Schwartz, for example. Clip the ticket, make the paying public look and feel like mugs for fights like this. This is the sort of thing that makes people turn away from boxing because it's just so ho-hum. Ho-hum, just absolute just dross. Derek Chisora has a level, and he did not deserve to be having a title fight at this stage of his career. Complete gift. You have to give it to Derek Chisora. He came, he tried, he probably left with some CTE along with his payday, but he wasn't really able to fire a shot. He landed a few decent body punches and a couple of right hands connected, but after about 3 rounds, he really wasn't doing too much. He wasn't able to compete with Tyson Fury at this level because he's not at that level. So I guess this is really less of a post-fight review rather than an indictment on the sport of boxing, because we just saw daylight robbery in public. The fans were absolutely mugged off with this fight, and it played out how everyone expected. The crowd was just not into it. And the best part of the night, like I say, was when it ended. Not only that, you had a little bit of drama with Usyk coming into the ring. There was a face-off. Tyson Fury sort of talking it up, what he's going to do to him. You're next, me and you. I'm not a bodybuilder. I will end you. And then Joe Joyce jumped in and said, I want to fight you. And then Tyson Fury joked that they could have a Royal Rumble. Tyson Fury doesn't really seem to want to face Joe Joyce, and maybe he won't. Tyson Fury seems to want the undisputed fight. We'll see if this can actually get made. Frank Warren talked about it, but we'll see. Because it's boxing after all. There will be something that will get in the way and will trip this up, even though there appear to be no hurdles. We've been here before, but at least, I guess in this instance, Usyk is not signed on with a TV network or something like that that could actually hinder things. He does have his promotional company, but they work with the likes of Top Rank and have a number of fighters signed with Top Rank like Lomachenko. But just in general, it's just so ho-hum. And Derek Chisora really needs to hang it up. And what was going on with his trainer, Don Charles? It wasn't so much training as just being a hype man in the corner, pretending like he was doing something. As it was, the referee came in after the 9th round. He was concerned. And Don Charles said, no, we're good. As it was, the referee jumped in round 10 because Chisora really wasn't throwing any punches. And that was, across rounds, a theme. Just kind of taking punishment occasionally getting a little bit of work away, but having no real impact or effect on Tyson Fury. It was a gross mismatch. We knew it was. Despite all the sort of protestations and fight week saying how Chisora deserved his shot, he did not. In recent years, he's been piling up the losses, been getting beaten to a pulp. He didn't deserve to be in there. And that sort of beating that he took tonight, that could actually have some lasting impacts. I mean, who knows what Chisora will do now? He'll probably come out and say, look, I hung in there with the world champion. I'm still a factor in the heavyweight division. He is not. He should retire. For Tyson Fury, I mean, there were a couple of rounds 2, rounds 3, moments in round 8, but he was just going through the motions. It felt like a sparring session. There was no intensity for the most part. It was what it was. Sometimes he turned it up a little bit, but, to impress the crowd or his fans more generally, but it just was so ho-hum. I wasn't looking forward to the fight, barely wanted to do any coverage leading up to the fight because I wasn't digging the fight. It just is what it is. But that's because, one, I know boxing, but two, even fans who, aren't as closely connected to the sport, even if they did just a tiny sliver of research, could have worked out maybe this wasn't competitive. And there's probably thousands of people who were in that stadium going, what? Why did I pay for this? But they sold the tickets and, all that sort of stuff. They got their bag and they move on to the next one. But let's hope it's a meaningful fight. The fight that we want for Undisputed. Drop a comment loud and often. Hit like, hit subscribe. Follow me on Twitter. Boxing_squared. I'm out.